You know that feeling when you're trying to wrap up Q4 and wrap presents. Did you even order the presents to get them wrapped, right? And somehow you're the one holding the tape, holding the to-do list, holding the emotional well-being of everyone around you. Yeah, you're not imagining it. December, November, it isn't just busy, it's a double shift disguised as holiday cheer. I have to call it out. It's like the corporate you is racing toward year-end deadlines, deliverables, projects, performance reviews, budget cuts, and just one last deliverable, right? And then home you is expected to make everything feel magical. And then you need to show up and look and appear magical as well. The traditions, the meals, the memory making, it all somehow it lands on you. And no one is calling it what it is. It is a system designed to burn women out by the end of every year. And what do? We tolerate it, we push through, and we keep going. I'm Sophia, and I need you to subscribe to this channel. I help corporate women lead themselves differently so that way they can climb in corporate without the cost of burnout. So I want to name it. I want to name what is happening because often we just glaze over it and no one calls it out. So it's the corporate crunch, right? Q4 means wrap ups, it means reviews, it means headcount planning and skeleton teams because everyone else is out, right? You have to work around people's patchwork of calendars. It's that type of crunch. And if you can see it and recognize it is happening, you can either take a step back and try to embrace it, or you can figure out a way to prepare yourself for it differently. What about the emotional labor trap? Like you're not just buying gifts, you're managing feelings and dynamics and expectations. Oh, and the last one that I love, it's the invisible expectations. Women are tasked with being morale high at work, right? And magic alive at home without any acknowledgement. And there's so much research that backs this up. Women spend twice as much time on holiday prep than men, and the workplace stress, it spikes specifically in November and December. A few years ago, like I tried to do it all. I'm telling you, the perfect year in report, the perfect holiday dinner, the perfect smiles. And somewhere between the checkout line and the car, like I was just sitting in the parking lot of of a big chain store, and like I was like tears were like crying. It was like anger cry into my little peppermint latte because I had to have it because I have caffeine as the fuel that pushes me through because perfectionism had eaten up all of my joy. You don't have to earn rest by finishing everything first. In fact, I'm encouraging you to leave some stuff on the plate. Rest is what makes finishing everything or just things, some things, possible. So before you add one more task to your plate, I want you to ask, am I adding this because it matters or because I'm afraid to disappoint someone? And as you think through that, that kind of puts you in like this odd gray area, right? Because you get things done, right? Even if there's some stress that comes along with it because you always do it. I want you to take a beat, take a pause, and tell me like what metaphor are you seeing? What metaphor could like sum up how you feel in this moment as you try to shift from doing it all to possibly doing a little bit less? Because some people call it like the messy middle, but until you can see it in your mind and envision where you are versus where you want to be, it's almost impossible to move. Right. So for me, it feels sticky. I feel like I'm trying to move at this awesome pace, but I feel like it's like glue is stuck to my shoe and I can't move. Right. So for me, because I see it, I can see that metaphor. I can also say, hey, I'm going to pause because this is just way too much. Yes, I'm showing up, but I'm not showing up with the right mindset, the right frame of mind, or I'm trying to squeeze in all these meetings. What can be moved to Q1, or what really cannot be done until Kathy gets back from vacation, and let me communicate that effectively so that way everyone knows Because if you keep doing too much and keep just showing up in spite of, we aren't bringing these things to anyone's attention, and no one is going to stop, pause, or even give you a break. So I'm asking you to lead yourself differently. I'm asking you to show up differently. I'm asking you to give yourself the break. And then we're going to negotiate everything else with everyone else later. But we need you to be whole, happy, and moving according to plan. I'm going to give you just a quick list of things to do that I want to help you along this way. I know I mentioned a metaphor, but just it's like a holiday triage list, right? We have everything on the list. What can you keep? What brings you joy or strategic value? Is it your team meeting where you pump everyone up and you ask what the deliverables are? Is it, showing up and waking up early to have your hot latte, your peppermint latte, your pumpkin spice latte, right? Or is it clearing your calendar in the morning so that way you can get things done with a quiet slate before you kind of get roped into everyone else's problems? What is on your keep list? What brings you joy or strategic value? Is it that walk in the morning? And that gets everything up and going, that makes you feel like, yes, you can get it done. Then I want you to look at, what can you delegate? What can someone else handle, even if it's imperfect, but what could you possibly delegate? And I want you to get creative. Sometimes we can delegate things to services, right? Maybe you don't have to pick up the groceries, but you can put them on delivery, right? Maybe you can delegate tonight's dinner to I don't know, your favorite restaurants. You just call it in so that way they bring it to your house. What can you delegate? And then what can you completely drop? What are you doing from guilt, not desire? What can you drop? Do you have to show up to all the social engagements? Do you have to not only deliver your slides, but the 5 backup slides to support what you're doing? Maybe you just deliver your slide, and if they have questions, you have, some scratch framework that you can put together if it's needed, but you have the bones, right? Let's think about, what can we drop? What are you doing from guilt and not desire? And I really want you to think through that one, because often there are things that we just do because we know we would feel bad if we didn't do them. But that example I just gave you, like, yeah, you will provide the slides. Yes, you have to do the research to get the slides, but do you have to provide all of that right now? Or how about this? I used to always be the person who would schedule a follow-up meeting. Yes, we all sat here and we agreed that these were the deliverables. When can we meet again? Let's schedule that now. Do you need to do that? Let me tell you, you cannot pour magic into a season you're resenting, right? And sometimes that's all Q4 is, resentment after resentment. I want you to pause and think about those 3 things I mentioned: keep, delegate, drop, because we want to make this the year that you don't just survive November, December. We want to make it something that you actually enjoy. And if this has sparked something in you, I want you to join my masterclass. I host them. I think the next one, you should see it in the notes. There should be a link you can click to find when the next one is, because this is what we unpack. We talk about energy audits. We talk about what truly gives you energy and how do you weave that into your week, into your day, because often we always look at the to-do list and do everything for everyone else. And if you have it figured out, because maybe you do, I want you to bring me to your team. I host workshops, small group workshops for teams, like business units, for divisions, or even sometimes for employee resource groups. So we can talk about some of these things that we just keep doing in spite of, hoping that someone will notice, but not even realizing that, yes, we're draining ourselves. I want you to lead yourself differently. So subscribe to this channel so more people can hear and learn about this. Did you subscribe? You did. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.